Hey everyone, what I have here is a USB-C mini docking station with USB power delivery from Plugable, and this company has got a really good reputation online. I always came across their USB 3.0 hubs. There was a lot of positive reviews for their older products, and this product is the same. It's got lots of positive reviews online. This can be connected via USB 3.1 Type-C or via Thunderbolt 3. So what I'd like to do in this video is give an introduction, tell you what this can do, just talk about what this can actually do and what it's for, and then I'd like to do an unboxing, and then I'm going to test it in my PC, etc., and just see how it works. But I will say up front that Plugable kindly sent me this for review, so many thanks to the company. I am a small YouTube channel. I don't get many big companies sending me products like this, so I really do appreciate it. But of course, all opinions are my own. If there's anything I don't like, I will say it. If there's anything I like, I will say it. Now, I have reviewed something similar recently. This is the box for the TS3 Plus, a Thunderbolt hub, and hopefully I can pull this. Can I pull this? I pulled out the actual cable there, that's okay. I've actually removed the Thunderbolt cable there by accident there. It didn't stretch. But yeah, this is the CalDigit TS3 Plus. Now, I will say up front, this is Thunderbolt 3. This is USB-C, but can also work with Thunderbolt 3. This is a more powerful device. It does have more ports, but this is about twice the price. It retails about 265, 270 in the UK. This is about the 130 mark. So this is on average about twice the price. But it doesn't mean that this is necessarily the one that you should always go for. Firstly, it is twice the price. And secondly, well, this only works with Thunderbolt 3. And I have talked about this in the past. This does not work with USB 3.1. It doesn't charge your phone or anything like that. You have to plug in separate cables for that. You know, because the USB cable here, this is Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 3 only. If you have a laptop or a computer that only has a USB Type-C port generation 3.1, then, well, you can't use this device. This has to be Thunderbolt. Doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing. It is something to bear in mind that, yes, this is half the cost, and yes, it has less ports, but in some respects, it is a little bit more flexible because you can connect via Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C 3.1. Now, if you look at the back here, you can see what you get. You get one USB 3.0 Type A port at the front, and I can zoom in a little bit, let you see that a little bit better. There are 3 USB 3.0 ports at the back. There's gigabit Ethernet. There's a headphone jack as well, a headphone mic combo, and there is an HDMI 1.4 port that supports 4K at 30 Hz or 2560, basically 1440p, 1080p, and all lower modes at 60 Hz. So effectively you get 4K at 30 Hz, but if you go at 1440p, you'll get 60 Hz at all resolutions below. And you can see what's in the box here. Docking station, USB-C to USB-C cable, power adapter. You also get a Visa mount. I think that's quite a nice inclusion as well. And of course you get the manual. But you can see it there. So effectively what you've got is USB, Ethernet, 4K HDMI. You've got the power cable, and then this USB Type-C port. This is the one that you have to connect to your laptop or to your computer. And again, as I was saying there, this is very well reviewed, and it does retail for around $130. So as you can see here, $129 on Amazon.com, and right now it's around the 135 mark on Amazon UK. Now this is the official website, the sales page of it, and you can see how it's been used here. It's been used to connect a Mac to well, I assume it's a 4K monitor. It could be anything, I don't know. If you go down here, you can see the features. I've kind of went over some of them again before. So you can see here, HDMI 1.4 supports 4K at 30 Hz and 1440p and 1080p at 60 Hz. USB-C port with 85 watts of power delivery, and I will talk about that in a second. Then you've got the product description. Now, I will refer to the Amazon pages, but also this sales page, because like any Thunderbolt docking station, like any USB-C or even USB 3.0 docking station, you have to do your research, you have to do your homework, and you have to make sure that this device will work with the computer, the laptop, the PC that you want to use it with. And they've got a kind of handy guide here explaining some of the computers, but obviously this isn't a fully comprehensive guide as to all the laptops in the market. So you kind of have to check that yourself. If you want power delivery, you need to get a laptop or PC, or a mini PC that supports power delivery. If you want to make sure that the HDMI works, you have to make sure that it works with the alternate mode. So yeah, do your research, guys. This is, it maybe seems a little bit obvious to some of you, but you'll be surprised at the number of people that buy like Thunderbolt docking stations and then they realize I don't have a Thunderbolt 3 port. So do your research, make sure that this will work. If you've got a USB-C 3.1 port or a Thunderbolt 3 port, this will work. Now, on the subject of power delivery, just before I go and do the unboxing, I'll zoom out a little bit. I just want to talk about power delivery. This can do up to 85 watts. Now, I can say with conviction, this also provides 85 watts, and I can say that that is absolutely fantastic because I think I've pulled out the power cable, but I've got a power delivery cable, and it's not what you think Type C to Type C. It's actually a Surface Connect, so it's Type C to Surface Connect, and that has been very, very useful because when I've been doing live streams, I've sometimes been checking comments with my Surface Pro, and I've been able to just plug it in here and charge it up. It's fantastic. Now, I do have a power adapter. I'm going away for a few days, and this is what I will be using to charge. This is a power delivery adapter. Now, interestingly, this can only deliver 65 watts. This can deliver 85 watts. Now, again, to go back to what I was saying before, is that you have to check whether your laptop does support power delivery, because this laptop over here has two Thunderbolt 3 ports, but it has an absolute beast of a power brick. This is basically 150 watts. You can see it there, 150 watts. It's an absolute beast. It requires a lot of power, but, and I know I'm saying but a lot, it's because it's an old laptop. That's really what that is. Yeah, the reason for that is there are laptops out now. I was looking at one the other day, the Dell XPS 13. It's more powerful than this. It's much more powerful than this. It's got better CPU scores, etc. And it only requires 15 watts. 15 watts. And this is the way that the industry is going, the way that you can power your laptops through one individual cable, a la something like this, or an adapter. And I will say, guys, having used power delivery with my Microsoft Surface, and this wasn't even really designed to support it, having used it, I think it's amazing. That is the standard, and it is the way that it's going. It's the way the industry is going. And I will say, I am looking to replace this maybe over the next few months. I actually said I was going to replace it a few months ago, but I am looking to replace my main kind of workstation laptop, and I will definitely be buying one that supports power delivery because I really do think it is amazing. I really do think it is amazing. But again, you have to have a laptop that can support it. And it says there, not all systems support power delivery. So it is worth noting, and it might seem obvious to some of you guys that, well, of course, you do, of course, need a laptop that supports power delivery to use it, but don't just think that you can just plug in a USB Type-C cable and charge your laptop. It doesn't work that way. You need to have a laptop that does support it. Thankfully, the Surface Pro does actually work with it via that cable. So what we like to do at this point is unbox it. We'll see what's in the box and we'll see what this is all about. So, see if I can get this open. So presentation is very, very nice. I like this. And if I can get this out, you'll see the hub itself. Now I will zoom in and show this a little bit closer, but there it is. You've got the power button, headphone microphone combo. You've got the front USB 3.0 port. You've got 3 USB 3.0 ports, the 4K HDMI 1.4 port. It can obviously do 1440p, 1080p, etc. The DC in port, you've got your Ethernet port, and you have your USB Type-C port. And this is how you connect to your laptop or to your computer. So first thing I would say is this thing is so light. It is so light. You know, I've got a lot of other kind of USB-C hubs and all that, but these things are not made in the same way. These things are cheaply made, but you know, they're cheap to buy as well. They're like maybe 20 or something like that. They're maybe okay for some people traveling if you just want to connect a keyboard and a mouse, but beyond that, these things don't really help you transferring data or more data and things like that. You're kind of limited what you can do with those things. But this, I really do like the shape of this. This is actually light enough and small enough that you could take it traveling. Now, when I got this Thunderbolt hub, I was amazed at how small and how portable it is. But look at that there. So this is the CalDigit TS3 Plus, and yeah, I'm not going to crap on this. This is an amazing device. I absolutely love this. It is great, but this is smaller. It is, you know, in every way, this is smaller. And again, it's not fair to draw comparisons with these two devices because, you know, there's some things that do overlap, but this is a little bit more flexible in some regards because you've got, you know, the ability to connect this to via USB 3.1. For example, a few weeks ago, I only got that a few weeks ago, and I didn't have a Thunderbolt. I didn't have a Thunderbolt adapter in my PC, but if I didn't have a Thunderbolt adapter, if I still didn't have one, I could have connected this to my computer via my motherboard's 3.1 port, the USB Type-C 3.1. So that could have actually saved me a little bit of money from going out and buying a Thunderbolt 3 PCI Express card. So it doesn't seem to be anything else there. That's just for presentation. Okay, so a lot of things in the box here. So let's get them all out and then we can have a look. I'm surprised how many things that are in the box here. There's actually quite a lot. Okay, right. Nothing else there. So we've got a couple of screws here. I believe that's for the Visa mount. And I believe this is the Visa mount. That's quite a nice little bonus as well. You know, the ability to attach this to the back of your monitor. And I talked about that recently. I recently did a video about a dual Visa arm where I've basically got two, like my monitor and my television at the side of my desk. And it allows me to, you know, move things around a little bit easier because the monitors are on an arm. But at the back of your monitor, you could just attach this hub, and it puts the hub out the way. It makes things a little bit more portable. And let's see how this goes in. Look at that. That's really nice. And again, this thing is so light. It is so light. I like the inclusion of that. It's a small thing, but I do like the inclusion of that because if I was using this downstairs in my kitchen, for example, and was using this to connect, you know, my laptop to the monitor, I could hide this in the background and, you know, get rid of a lot of the cables that would be in the way. So there's the Visa mount screws. There's the Visa mount itself. Interestingly, we have got two plugs. We've got the 3-prong UK adapter, and this will go into the actual converter there. So that's quite good. And you've also got the EU one. So it's got the EU adapter as well, which, to be honest, this will go back in the box. I won't use it the majority of the time, but it does mean that if I do pop over to France, Spain, Italy, Germany, or anything like that, and I do want to use that hub, I could just throw in this into my bag, and then I've got 4 extra USB 3.0 ports and the ability to connect to a monitor. Now we've got the power brick itself. I'll zoom down a little bit. You can see it there. Chicone power technology. There it's there. So this is 100 watts, and that is how this can deliver up to 85 watts of power delivery. Looks like it's well made. It's all really well presented. And I'll stay zoomed in just now to show you this. This is the USB Type-C cable. Now, there is no branding on this, and if I zoom out a little bit, You can see that. Wait, what length are we talking here? This is about 2 or 3 feet. I think this is like 1 meter or something. Yeah, it's about 1 meter. So this is 1 meter, 3.3 feet. That's kind of a standard cable length. It's not brandable. It doesn't have, where's that other cable? Have I dropped it? The other cable that I had there had the kind of like the Thunderbolt sign and all that on it. This is kind of plain. It's not a bad thing, but as far as the cable quality goes, it's quite thick. Yeah, it's quite thick. It looks like it is built to last. And here is the cable. I couldn't see it there. Actually, looking at it, the cable looks thicker. And I will zoom in again to show you that. Sorry guys, I'm popping in and out, but I just want to show you this because it's maybe hard to see here. Now, obviously, CalDigit, they went for the CalDigit brand and the Thunderbolt 3 symbol there. But if you actually look at the cable thickness, this one is slightly thicker. I don't think that, makes any kind of significant difference here. This is well made as well. But it just shows that this is well made. It's a thick cable. It doesn't look like it's going to fray. It doesn't look like, it's going to cause any problems or anything like that down the line. That's something you do get with smartphones more than anything else, where the default cable always ends up fraying. So you have to go out and buy braided cables for your phone because the official one always ends up getting wasted. But I think that down the line, I don't think you're going to have any problems with this. The only problem you might have is that the cable might be too short in certain situations. Now, this is a standard length. This is, I would say, 1 meter. This one is actually 0.7 meters. And I should be able to show that. Yes, because that one is 0.7. And you can see this one actually goes just a little bit longer. I went out and bought a 2 meter cable just because my PC was a little bit further away than I could connect. But I think if you're using this to your laptop, this is more than enough. In fact, for some people, it might be too long. For a PC, it really does depend on your setup. But you can go out there and you can buy good, high quality USB 3.1 Type-C connection cable. So, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. So, before I go ahead and drop things on my desk, forget this. So I'm going to go ahead and connect everything up, and I'm going to do a series of tests. I'm going to see what this is like when this is connected to my computer. But before I do so, I just want to do a quick recap of what's in the box. So we've got Love It, write a review on Plugable. There's 2 of those. We've got a quick start guide, which I will follow. There it's there. Shows you what it's all about. It's in Chinese and English by the looks of it. Pretty straightforward. It's plug and play, so I don't think you have to download anything. And there is another one. This one's in English, Spanish, French, and German by the looks of it. I think they've actually just included 2. Am I? I'll double check that. Yeah, they've just included 2. I thought that was a separate one. For whatever reason, 2 have been included in the box, and 2 of these have been included in the box. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I'd rather have more than less. So in the box, you get 2 manuals for whatever reason. You get this 1 meter Type-C to Type-C charging cable. You get the power brick with the DC in connection port. So now this is quite weighty. Whilst this is light, this is quite weighty, but that is standard because this delivers 100 watts. If you're in Europe, I know it'll be different in the USA, but if you're in Europe, you appear to get a UK adapter and an EU adapter. I don't know if anyone outside of the UK will get that. Perhaps if you order this in France or Spain or something, you might only get this adapter. But, as someone from the UK, I think it's pretty amazing that they include both. And of course, you get the Visa mount and you get the Visa mount screws. I think for the overall package, you do get a lot for your money. You've got everything that you need. Looking at the ports itself, you've got 4 USB 3.0 ports, you've got Ethernet, you've got 4K. And of course, you can, from these ports now connect other things that you need. Via USB 3.0, you can connect an SD card reader, you can connect other things like that. But yeah, I guess an SD card reader is something that I think would have been a really nice addition to this. It's something that I do use a lot with the CalDigit Thunderbolt station. But as a small little device, this looks like it would be a very good solution for many people because as I was saying, going back to what I was saying about like the Dell laptops, most of these laptops now are come out with perhaps 1 or even 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, or a Thunderbolt 3 and a Type-C, or a Type-C and 1 USB 3.0. The point being that many of these laptops are coming out now with a limited number of ports, which means that you have to buy an accessory such as this to expand in order to connect all the devices that you want to connect. So this is going to give you 4 USB 3.0 ports, but that will take up 1 USB Type-C port, whether it be 3.1 or a Thunderbolt 3. So you're exchanging 1 port in your laptop for 4 USB 3.0, an Ethernet, a headphone jack, and the HDMI 1.4. So what I'm going to do at this point, guys, is hook this up to my computer, and then we'll see what this can actually do. So I now have the Plugable Mini C docking station connected up. And you probably realize by now that I don't like short videos when it comes to reviewing products. I don't like 3-minute videos where I say, this is the docking station, go and buy it. I had a long introduction and unboxing because I wanted to show you exactly what is in the box and exactly what this can do and who it is for. And I'd like to continue that by showing you this working, because right now the Plugable 3 Mini C docking station is powering everything right now. It's powering my widescreen monitor, my ultra wide monitor up there. It's powering this microphone via an audio interface, and it's connected to the internet via gigabit Ethernet. So what I'd like to do at this point is kind of go rogue, pick up the camera and just show you the whole setup here, show you my messy office, and I'll give you a better understanding as to what this can do, how you can use it, and yeah, demonstrate that this actually works. And it works quite well. One of the things that I really like about it is that power delivery not only works, it works very, very well. Now I'll talk about that in a second, but first what I would like to do is bring you guys over and show you my messy office. Now on the left here, you've got, if I can get it, oh, it's caught underneath my chair there, but you've got the Chicone power cable, and this is what is powering the Plugable docking station. And what I would say about this, if it's maybe not apparent, is that this thing is crazy long. The cable is super long. This is probably long enough for me to charge it in an adapter in the next room. It's incredibly long, and I think that's quite useful. It is quite useful, certainly when you consider that the actual USB Type-C cable is probably about 1 meter long. This is probably about 3 or 4, and it gives me so much room. You know, I could probably have connected this at the other side of the room. Now, here is the actual docking station. Now, what I will say is that you'll notice that I'm not plugged anything there, just from the practicality of going round and connecting it up. But what I haven't done is connect up an audio cable there. But I have tested that. You can see the one and only Marquis Brownlee in the back there. I was listening to that via the headphones that I've got on just now, but from a recording point of view, and I am recording right now through this is the cable that goes to my audio interface, which is just behind there, and I am recording right now. But I did notice that when I had my headphones as an output when recording, you know, the microphone was recording fine, but there was a little bit of latency, which means that when you're talking, there's a little bit of a delay with the audio going back to you. Now, I thought this was a problem with this, so I tested it on my other Thunderbolt hub for my PC, and I tested it by putting my headphone cable into my PC, and the same problem exists. And that isn't really a problem. That's because if you want to do audio monitoring from a microphone via something like Adobe Audition here, and via that microphone, then you have to run the headphones through the audio interface. So that is not a problem of this docking station. It's not a problem with this at all. It's just the fact that I'm recording right now and I need to run it through the audio interface. But yeah, from a headphone point of view, from a sound point of view, sound was very, very good. I was very, very impressed with it. So what have we got on here? Well, you can see that my switch down there is connected up here, and you can see it flashing because the internet is connected. This cable here is the cable that connects to the computer, and it goes all the way around the back. And you know, in certain situations it would be better to have a longer cable, but you can buy that yourself. For connecting to a laptop, I would say this is perfect. Depending on your setup, a longer cable may be necessary to connect, and it's certainly in the case with me, and that's why I bought a 2 meter cable for my other Thunderbolt hub, my Thunderbolt 3 hub, because my PC's quite far away from where I want the hub to sit. But you can go out there and buy longer cables. I went out and bought a 2 meter cable for the Thunderbolt hub. I could do the same for this as well. I do have that option. But what I want to say, and I did touch upon it there, was power delivery, because this can deliver 85 watts. And I did have an idea of showing you that by charging my Surface Pro. But I don't actually need to, because if I bring this up here, 23 minutes until fully charged. You guys can zoom in and see that. So what is actually happening here is that this individual cable here is charging my laptop. And that surprised me. That really surprised me. As I said, this can deliver 85 watts. This only requires 45 watts. But this has got a 150 watt brick. And it's not only charging my laptop and allowing me to use it via the Plugable mini docking station, it's actually charging it very, very quickly. I was really impressed by how quick that it's charging. It's not just charging it and keeping the existing charge, it's charging it and allowing me to use it. And it's 20 minutes until fully charged. And about 20 minutes ago, it said an hour and 4 minutes. It's actually charging faster than it says it's charging. So I am incredibly, incredibly pleased about this, because as I said, this was not designed to be powered by power delivery. This was designed to be charged with a 150 watt brick down there. But yet, this is powering it up. This is such a revelation for me, and this has made this not just a good device, but an amazing device, something which I can use right now. I don't have to wait to buy another laptop to use this. I can use this and integrate it with this and create a setup where I can get 4 additional USB ports, I can connect to the internet. Now, of course, this does have gigabit Ethernet built into the laptop, but again, I'm just trying to demonstrate the fact that this can only deliver 85 watts of power delivery, but it seems to be enough to charge a laptop that requires 150 watts. I am so happy about that. Sounds such a little thing, but I'm so impressed with that, and it just demonstrates what can be done with this. You know, this can be used to power laptops. And you do have to check compatibility, and you do have to check that your laptop does support power delivery, but this was not designed for power delivery. It's just got 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and yet it's charging. Now, in the background here, what I've got is a little application that I love to use. It's called USB Device Tree Viewer, and it helps you see what devices are connected. You can see here, what have we got here? We've got mass storage, Realtek, generic hub. You've got the Audient ID 22. That is actually my audio interface. That's how I'm recording right now. But down the bottom here, it says that there's 2 root hubs. Now this laptop natively has 1 root hub, which basically means that all the USB ports that this has got like 3 USB 3.0 ports, 2 Thunderbolt ports, Thunderbolt 3 ports. All the USB 3.0 ports here are going through the 1 hub, which means that they are all sharing the same data allocation of 5 gigabits. Now, on the website here, it says that this is USB 3.1, and of course you get USB 3.1 and USB 3.1 Gen 2. On the website, it doesn't say that this is Gen 2, which makes me think that this is just USB 3.1, which means 5 gigabits per second, the same as USB 3.0. Now, the reason I'm talking about this and the reason I'm showing you this, what it means is that USB 3.1, this 5 gigabit of data bandwidth that you have, the 4 USB ports, the one at the back and the 3 here, these will all share this one allocation, this one bus, this one data bus. So the maximum amount of bandwidth you have there is 5 gigabits per second. And it is worth pointing that out. It's not a limitation of this device. It's the same with this laptop. It's got 3 USB 3.0 ports, but they all share that allocation. Now, this is probably not an issue for most of you, but what it means for someone like myself is, you can see I've got a webcam there, I've got a webcam there, I've got a camera connected up there, I've got a camera connected there, and some of these devices are extremely, extremely hungry. Whereas, you know, what it basically means is that webcam alone might take up most of that allocation just with the one device. Now, you can still connect low power devices such as keyboards and mice and things like that, but I would not be able to connect 2 webcams via this one hub. But What it does mean now is that I can connect one webcam to here via the USB 3.0 port, and that was all I could connect, but now I can connect one more. But it is worth noting, guys, yes, there are 4 USB 3.0 ports, but they are all sharing the one connection, which is coming from this USB 3.1. You are limited to the amount of data that can be transferred through here. So just bear that in mind. But again, you can see what I'm actually doing here. I've got the gigabit Ethernet plugged in there, and I can show you that. If I zoom in again, I'll go here. I'll click on network. You can see I have disabled Wi-Fi, and yet I am connected. And I'll play Marcus Brownlee for you guys. Now, I can hear him, and if I put him to the... So that was coming through my headphones there. Yeah, internet speed is fine. It's what you would expect from my power line adapters. Yeah, connects. Everything's connecting well. I'm getting the same speed as I would get from connecting directly to the laptop. So absolutely no problems there. Now, also down here, I've got the monitor, which is connected with 4K HDMI, and then I've got the audio interface above, and then I've got the Samsung T5, which is a fast USB drive that can be connected via USB 3.0, which is how I'm connecting right now, or via USB 3.1, but I'm connected via USB 3.0 right now. I'll just show you that as well. If I get this here, my mouse is all over the place because I'm going from one monitor to the other. So what I'll do here is I'll bring this up. Oh, and it's brought it up to that screen. It's brought it up to the other screen. Of course it did. Of course it did. Okay, we'll bring this around. Right, so what I'm going to do is get one of the videos that I've edited on this laptop. You can see I normally organize them with month. So here is one that I did. Let me see, my new overhead camera setup. Right, so I'm going to copy that. That's that copied. I'll go down to Samsung T5. And again, this is all going through the hub, through that one magical cable. Nothing else up my sleeve. No other cables are connected. And what I'm going to do, if I can find the mouse, here we go. And what I'm going to do is just paste it. And there we go. So we're getting there. Well, it's absolutely rapid. It's not, for some reason, it's not coming up the actual transfer speed. It's just coming up the time remaining. But that is, you can see, you know, the amount of data that's been transferred there. 3 gigabytes to 2 gigabytes. These are the kind of speeds. This is what I'm trying to show you here. And for whatever reason, it's not showing me. The transfer speed going back. I can copy this back though, guys, just to show you. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put it back here. And there, it's up there now. And I can't even... Can I get up there to show you this? I can't even get there to show you it in time because it's ready to end. That was going so quick, I couldn't even come down and show you. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I actually couldn't even show you that in time because it was going so quickly. Right, so yeah, it was going to be 300, 400 megabytes per second. Now that is what I would expect from that kind of drive. Very, very impressive, and it's what you would expect going through a hub like this. So yeah, everything in that regard seems to be working okay. But again, just to clarify, everything is being shared. If I had 4 devices connected and one of them happened to be like a very power hungry webcam or camera, something like that, then you've only got so much of an allocation of bandwidth. So if you went to, you know, the extremes and you were throttling the amount of bandwidth that you had, then there is a chance that it wouldn't be transferring as quickly. In practice, for 99% of you guys, I don't think that's going to be an issue. So that was perhaps a little unorthodox, the way that I showed you everything there, a little bit bizarre the way that I showed you everything. But what I wanted to do and what I was hoping to do was show you that this pluggable docking station works, and it works really well. I'm very, very impressed with this, and this is something I will get use out of because it does work with my laptop, it does work with my PC, and it'll work with future laptops and computers as well. It's a very, very useful thing to have. Essentially, it is just a 4-port USB 3.0 hub, but it does have the ability to connect via gigabit Ethernet, and it does have the ability to connect up to a 4K monitor at 30 Hz or what's the 1440p, 1080p and all that below at 60 Hz. And that is a very, very useful thing to have. Now with this laptop, the one that I've got here, this one actually has a huge number of ports, but what it will do is allow me to add 4 additional USB 3.0 ports, additional things such as that camera and different things. But for other laptops, it is perhaps even more useful because, like I said, there's a lot of laptops coming out now. They support power delivery, which is a fantastic feature. I cannot stress how useful it is. But these new laptops as well, they're getting thinner, they're sexier. Of course, they're sexier, they're all thinner. They're thin, they look great, but there have been some sacrifices. Over the last year or two, there has been a trend in the computing world for laptops to be designed with fewer ports. This one has got a pretty healthy array of ports as far as Ethernet and USB 3.0, etc. But I know that when I buy my next one, chances are I'll have 1 or 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, perhaps 1 USB 3.0 ports. But apart from that, well, there's a lot of sacrifices being made with these laptops. Some don't have an Ethernet connection, some don't have a headphone port, some don't have a USB 3.0 port. They're all going through USB Type-C or Thunderbolt 3, and this can do both. This is perhaps not as good in some ways as my other one, and I'm certainly not criticizing this for that. You know, my Thunderbolt 3 hub, it adds more USB root hubs, it's got a micro SD card reader, etc. But it's also twice the price, and it's also a little bit less flexible because that only works with Thunderbolt 3 computers. This works with USB Type-C computers, USB 3.1 Gen 1 and 2. So in that respect, this is a little bit more flexible. I think down the line, Thunderbolt 3 will be the standard, or Thunderbolt 4, etc. But I think Thunderbolt 3 will be more standard over the years. But right now, where we are right now, chances are you've got a laptop that supports USB Type-C 3.1 and not Thunderbolt 3. It's going to be a while before all laptops have Thunderbolt 3. All in all though, for the price, for what you're getting here, I think this is a really good package. I really do. And I did stress this earlier on in the video, but I'm so impressed with the power delivery options in this. The fact that this can charge a laptop at a really good rate, a laptop that normally requires a 150 watt brick, and this is only supposed to be able to deliver 85 watts, but it's charging my laptop. In fact, I think it's charged now. Yeah, it is. It's charged now. It's actually charged, fully charged. That is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. For me, that is amazing because what it allows me to do now is connect via this hub and power up my laptop. And when I power it up now via this, I can get 4 additional USB 3.0 ports as well. And I get the HDMI 1.4 port and the Ethernet and the headphone jack as well. So across the board, this is a very, very good docking station. What else can I say, guys? I've showed you what it can do. Many thanks to Plugable for sending me this. Like I said, all opinions are my own. I've tested this as best as I can. I've tried to point out the limitations and all that, but as I always say, guys, it's up to you guys to do your homework. Look at alternative options out there. Check what this can do, and obviously check what it can't do. Sometimes that's more important as well. Check what this can be used for. This might be perfect for some of you guys. Some of you guys might be wanting a little bit more options. They might go for a more expensive Thunderbolt 3 hub, but you will have to pay for that. Thunderbolt 3 hubs are generally about twice the price as this. This is a little bit cheaper, excuse me. This is a little bit cheaper, but the fact that this can run through USB Type-C as well, in many respects, makes it a little bit more flexible. But I do think that this is a great little device. I'll certainly be getting a lot of use out of it. And in addition to using this with my laptop here, I can connect this to my main PC. There is a chance I might add this to my main PC soon, simply to get 4 additional USB 3.0 ports. Like I said, it's pretty flexible. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you get any questions, please do leave them below, and I'll do my best to help you or point you in the right direction. I'll also link to the Amazon pages and to the official sales page. Do check the sales page, guys. Check out, you know, what this works with, what it won't work with. Your laptop or your computer has to support alt display mode, etc. As far as the monitor goes. So make sure this works with your computer before you spend any money. And it goes without saying, but I have seen a lot of people rush out. They'll buy something and then they go, oh no, it doesn't work with my laptop. So do your research. Make sure that this works with your laptop or your PC. But if it does, if this is compatible with your computer, this is something that I can recommend. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.